6 minutes after 1, that's the latest. Now back to Bill Owen in the original Make Believe Ballroom for more of the best music ever made. I'm Glenn Crespo, WVNJ News.
On the way to Cape May, I fell in love with you. On the way to Cape May, you made my dreams come true. I was taken by your smile as we went through Sea Isle, and I knew I was gone when we reached Avalon. On the way to Cape May, Stone Harbor skies were blue. We were naming our day when Wildwood came in view. So if you wanna be my spouse, we're gonna go to the courthouse. On the way to Cape May, on the way to Cape May. On the way to Cape May, I fell in love with you. On the way to Cape May, you made my dreams come true. I was taken by your smile as we went through Sea Isle, and I knew I was gone when we reached Avalon. On the way to Cape May, Stone Harbor skies were blue. We were naming our day when Wildwood came in view. So if you wanna be my spouse, let's take a hike to the courthouse. On the way to Cape May, on the way to Cape May.
What a treat it is, ladies and gentlemen, here in our first day of the Make Believe Ballroom on WVNJ AM 1160 with Don Cornell, our special guest, on the way to Cape May. We have more music coming up from Don Cornell, something you're going to really appreciate from his recent CD, this double CD. And we gave you the number before, 1-800-940-7464 to order that compact disc. What a treat. 40 songs are on there. Right now, we're opening up the studio lines, and we're taking callers. If you have a question for Don Cornell of It Isn't Fair and On the Way to Cape May and Hold My Hand, I'll Walk Alone, I'm Yours fame, he's right with us, and the line is open now. And who's on the line, please?
Hi, this is Judy and Stan Martin on the line here.
Oh, Judy and Stan Martin, two of the outstanding dance instructors and performers of all time, my very dear friends.
And a couple of friends of Don Cornell, because we worked with Don many times, and we just happened to be listening to Bill Owen's first day on WVNJ, being fans of Bill, and lo and behold, we heard our friend Don Cornell, so we wanted to call and say hi to Don and good luck to Bill.
Iris.
Judy and Stan Martin for Don
Judy
Cornell.
and Stan Martin, of course, I remember very well. We worked a lot together, and of course, my wife Iris being a dancer also, so I'm sure she's glad that you called in and said hello.
Yes, and it's a pleasure hearing you again. We're looking forward to hearing some more on your CD, your new CD. We wish you lots of luck with it.
I thank you so much.
And up till the CD, it's been a treat listening to you on Bill's show all the time.
Thank you, Judy and Stan. And you've given me so many great dance tips. And I still have the little sheet you sent showing the number of dance, the rhythms, the dance count for the Peabody and the quick step and the foxtrot. These are people who know dancing. Well, thanks so much for calling, Judy.
Well, you're very welcome.
We also want to wish you luck too, Bill, in your
Don wanted to say something.
Ballroom.
Yeah, thanks for calling, fellas.
Okay, don't mention it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Judy and Stan Martin, that was a real treat to hear from them. Well, Don Cornell, you've met so many of the greats of show business along the way, and when you were doing some of your auditions with So You Want to Lead a Band, some of those programs, you met a few people that it might be surprising to find out didn't pass the audition, right?
Yes, we had a lot of singers audition for Sammy Kaye. Dinah Shore came in to audition for Sammy one afternoon. She came in under the rain She hair was kind of straggly and it's kind of wet, with a raincoat on. And she sang several songs, and Sammy didn't hire her.
Isn't that so? It was solely his decision, was it?
Yes, solely his decision. And a couple of years later, a fellow named Antonio Benedetti, who's Tony Bennett. He came walking in the studio once. He's going to audition, and he sang several songs. I thought it was great. And Sammy turned him down.
Oh, my.
So you see, everybody's not a genius.
I guess so. Apparently so. And you also were associated with Bing Crosby, and I remember you told me before we went on the air here during the news about the first time you met Bing Crosby.
Yes, first time I went to California. The big thing was the Ambassador Hotel, the Coconut Grove. Mm-hmm. When you played there, you arrived in California, and I had the #1 song, so they hired me. And I noticed Bing Crosby in the audience. I was a nervous wreck. And I noticed the next night he was in there, but 3 nights in a row. Finally, the maitre d' came up and says, "Mr. Crosby wants you to join his table." Well, I was about to faint.
Of course.
And, pardon me. And I walked over to the table and said, "Mr. Crosby," he says, "Call me Bing, sit down." And I sat down and we started to talk. And I said, "Mr. Crosby," he says, "Bing." I said, "Bing, you've been here 3 nights in a row. I just wondered why. Don't you get bored with these songs?" He says, "No, you remind me of me when I first started."
Isn't that a compliment?
And he said, "Is there anything that I can tell you along the way?" I said, "Yes, just tell me what the secret is." He said, "I don't care how, how high the stage is or how low the stage is. When you're singing to an audience, you always sing up to an audience, never down." Meaning your personality has to be towards the audience, up, not down. Never put them down. I always remember that for the last 50 years.
That proved to be very good advice. You did indeed follow it. And we have another caller on the line for you, Don. So let's see. Who's on the line right now?
Bill?
Yes, this is Bill.
Bill, congratulations. First day.
Why not take all of me?
Well, we can't say you exclusively sang that, can we, Don?
No, there's about 90 singers, I believe, sang that song.
All of me, but you did it so well, and a beautiful contrast with the Latin sound of "Play Some Music for Broken Hearts." Where did that song come from?
Oh, I got that song about, I would say, 40 years ago. I just, the A&R man, Bob Thiel, presented me with that song, and I loved it because it had a Latin tempo. And, of course, it afforded me the opportunity of singing in my native heritage, in Italian.
Wonderful.
And I loved it. And it was climbing up on the charts, and then something happened where the Dissonance and Discord came over and knocked everybody off the charts.
Everybody got knocked off. You know this lovely lady just walked in the studio
yes,
here?
That's my lovely wife, Iris, who's my manager, and also put this CD together, this double CD. It took a year and a half.
And she knows something about dancing, I understand.
She sure does. Did you hear those 2 people that called?
Judy and Stan Martin called.
Yes.
Yeah, they're fabulous dancers, just wonderful performers and instructors. And I understand that you do some teaching now yourself. What's your favorite rhythm? And then the Latin music, the mambo and the cha-cha and the
I know there had to be some kind of an Italian thing in there somewhere.
Mambo Italiano,
yes,
remember that? And along the way, you run into a lot of the great performers. Joe Williams, perhaps you run into him?
Oh, yes. Joe and I go back a long way. I followed him many, many times at Trump's Castle in Atlantic City. And he and I go back because he's a former band singer, with a Basie band and so forth. And he's one of the great interpreters of his music, really.
Uh-huh. Now, when you were a young fellow, say in your teens, did you have a musical career in mind at that point?
No, I had no musical career. It's just it was an inbred thing, really. Being from an Italian family, everybody sang, everybody played an instrument, and because you had nothing else to do, you just got into music, and that stayed with me. And later on, it came about,
I'm sure you were a great radio fan, listening to all the.
Oh, I listened to everybody.
I
listened to everybody and everything.
How many of the old radio shows do you remember, like Amos and Andy?
Amos and Andy.
Great Gildersleeve.
How about Fibber McGee and Molly?
McGee. What a thrill it was. I saw the show live one time, and when the sound man opened the closet...
Yeah, the creaking door?
Oh, the squeaking door with the inner sanctum.
Yeah.
But when it was so amazing, you think about old-time radio, Fibber could get away with that same joke week after week, and the audience always loved it. And they knew what was going to happen.
Sure.
So radio had that incredible power over the audience, didn't they?
Well, they had some great Sam, the Barber Soul Man.
Oh, Harry Frankel.
Of course, yeah.
And you mentioned another name that we don't hear much anymore. We were talking before we came back to the microphone here while the song was on. Blue Baron.
Oh, Blue Baron, yes. And he used to be the manager for Sammy Kaye. And they had some kind of a splitting up, and Blue decided he's going to start the same kind of music and then go on and then do Sammy Kaye.
Harry Friedland. Did he call himself Blue Baron then? Or
Blue Baron.
That's right. And another name that comes to mind, the idol of the airlanes, Jan Garber.
Oh, Jan Garber, sure. He took his whole thing from Guy Lombardo.
And that's right. And there's another great name from the past. We have a caller for you, Don Cornell, so go ahead. Who's on the line, please?
It's Lois Van Beers from Franklin Lakes.
Hi, Lois from Franklin Lakes. What do you have for Don Cornell to ask?
Okay, I'm really excited. I just said his music, it's like syrup. It just, warms you right up. No, it's so good. The voice is so,
tell me more.
Tell you more. Well, because it took me back. Each song just came, you know what I mean? They're like memories, and you push buttons, and it just comes all flooding back. So I want the number to call for the tape.
Oh, that's it.
Because is it out in the stores?
No, it's not in the stores, honey. Tell you what, I'm going to give you an 800 number, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you can call this number, and you can order whatever you like.
Okay.
Okay, and the number is 1-800-940-7464. All
right, let me just say it to be sure.
940-7464.
1-800-940-7464. 7464. Okay.
Are you on?
Thank you again.
Lois, thank you so much for calling.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. She got the number. Yeah. Thank you so much. And we are visiting with Don Cornell, and he's been spending time with us today in the wake of Les Paul and Martin Bloch's son, Michael. So it's a pretty big occasion here at WVNJ today as the Make Believe Ballroom returns to AM radio. And we absolutely, speaking with Don Cornell, have to play this song. We want to play this song because this is one we associate with you, Don, and it's called I'm Yours.
Heart and soul, I'm yours. Can't you see it in my eyes? Can't you hear it in my sigh? I'm yours. I'm yours. Every kiss says I'm yours. Take my lips and take my arms. I'm a victim of your charm. I'm yours. My life's been my love, dear. Are yours to command. I stand here before you. My heart in my hand. I'm yours. All the world knows I'm yours. And I only hope and pray that someday I'll hear you say, I'm yours. My life and my love, dear, are yours to command. I stand here before you. My pray that someday I'll hear you say,
The magnificent baritone voice of Don Cornell. And Don is our guest here in the studio. And the song, of course, I'm Yours. Another song that we associate with you, Don Cornell. We're so proud to have you with us today.
It's always a pleasure. I tell you, I'm glad that this station is originating as of today. And I wish you many, many years on the air. And just continue to play the music that people, I think, want to hear.
Oh, thank you so much. And you've been a delightful guest. And one more time, when are you going to appear at the Concord?
I'll be at the Concord this Saturday night. It's called the Roman Holiday Weekend.
Oh, that's going to be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And we've enjoyed the songs we played today. And we're going to close this segment with Ciao Ciao Bambina. Here he is.
Ciao, ciao, bambina, the rain is falling. Once more I kiss you, and then goodbye. Our love was just like a fairy story, but all its glory must pass us by. Our raindrops trembling upon your face, dear, or are they teardrops for the love we knew? Ciao, ciao, bambina, my heart is calling, while rain is falling, I cry with you. Just like a fairy story, but all its glory must pass us by. Ciao, ciao, bambina, my heart is calling. While rain is falling, I cry with you. Ciao, ciao, bambina. Oh, the rain is falling. Once more I kiss you, and then goodbye. Ciao, ciao, bambina. My heart is calling. While rain is falling, I cry with you.
It is indeed the best music ever made on AM 1160 WVNJ. This is Bill Owen, your musical host in the Make Believe Ballroom. That's right. We're back on AM radio with the Ballroom and Don Cornell, Ciao Ciao Bambina. And that's from that new CD we mentioned earlier, Something to Remember Me By. It's many great songs on there you may not be familiar with, like The Kid's a Dreamer, I'll Take Care of Your Cares, Have You Looked Into Your Heart, It Had Better Be Tonight, and many of the familiar ones that we played, like Hold My Hand and If I Had You. And we're going to have more great music from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, that wonderful era, after these brief words.
Remember, this is your hometown radio station, AM 1160 WVNJ.
There's a kind of walk you walk when the world's undone you. There's a kind of walk you walk when you're walking proud. There's a kind of walk you walk when the neighbors shun you. There's a kind of walk you walk sets you above the crowd. There's a kind of walk you walk when somebody loves you. That's very much like walking on a cloud. Good fortune found you, chappie, and your life's a happy Valentine. like throwing. There's a kind of walk you walk when you're on your way. There's a kind of walk you walk when your pride is showing. There's a kind of walk you walk when today's your day. There's a kind of walk you walk when the world's all rainbows and your heart's hopping like a poppin' jay. So you had best believe it, chappy. You find that life is finger snappy. The day you learn that walking happy gives the world a shine. So just keep walking, just keep walking, just keep walking. Have you with your hand in mine?
Hi, this is Del Dixon, you know, the guy with the checkered past and the misspent youth. And can you believe the way WVNJ is on the move these days? I'd just like you to know that we are mixing from 5:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. each weekday morning, along with Ed Randall in the news department, Bob Williams in the traffic department, and once a week we find out on Tuesday mornings who our high school athletes of the week are from Paul Dottino. So stay with us, because it's just getting better and better. Remember the old saying, the early bird gets the worm? Keep mixing with Dixon. Oh, wait, that doesn't sound right. The early bird gets Del Dixon. Okay, that's better. Along with the best music ever made on 1160 AM WVNJ.
Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you irreplaceable you.
Baby, just one look at you songs about you. Oh,
Above all, I want my arms about you.
ooh, don't be a naughty baby.
Oh, why don't you come and get your baby too?
Call from the point.
My sweet embraceable you. Never treats me sweet and gentle the way he should. I got it bad and that ain't good.
I got it good and it ain't bad.
My poor heart is sentimental, not made of wood.
What you think mine's made out of, lasagna?
I got it bad, and that ain't good.
Ooh. And when the weekend's over, baby, and Monday rolls around,
My man and I, we
The best music ever made, you'll find it right here on your hometown radio station, AM 1160 WVNJ.
Hello again, Jim Lowe again, inviting you to join us in the Music Hall, coming soon to WVNJ for 4 hours of unspeakable bliss. In addition to all the giants of the best music ever made, we'll devote one of the 4 hours to the best of Broadway, all the way from Oklahoma and before to Sunset Boulevard and beyond, plus conversations with the people who put them there. Original cast albums and star performances. All of this on 1160 WVNJ. Coming soon, it's the Jim Lowe Music Hall. We'll leave the marquee on for you.
I'm not the guy who cared about love, and I'm not the guy who cared about fortunes and such. I never cared much, but look at me now. And I never knew the technique of kissing. I never knew the thrill I could get from your touch. Never knew much, oh, look at me now. I'm a new man, better than Casanova at his best. With a new heart, brand new start. I'm so proud I'm busting my vest. So I'm the guy who turned out a lover. So I'm the guy who laughed at those blue diamond rings. One of those things, oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. I'm a new man, better than Casanova at his best. With a new heart, brand new start. I'm so proud I'm busting my vest. So I'm the guy who turned out a lover. Yes, I'm the guy who laughed at those blue diamond rings. One of those things, oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now.
And there we have heard from Bobby Darin. Oh, look at me now. This is Bill Owen, your musical host in the Make Believe Ballroom. And we're on the air with the great music, the great performers of the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. And before that, we heard from, it was Louis Prima and Keely Smith with a medley that was short-circuited. Embraceable You, I Got It Bad and That Ain't Good. And Rosemary Clooney with Walking Happy, Down for Double from Count Basie. Well, we've had quite a time here so far in the first edition of the Make Believe Ballroom, returning to AM radio. This is Bill Owen, your host, and we will be bringing back our puzzles starting tomorrow. We'll have a puzzle for you once per hour, around 20 minutes before the hour. And we'll also look into our notebook, and of course, as always, we'll be talking about those days gone by, not just the music, but, the World War II terms, like Kilroy was here, and Air Cobras and Mustangs, and Patton and Bradley, and Remagen, and Joe Foss, and some of the great movie stars of that era, Louise Rayner, Norma Shearer, Tyrone Power, Robert Taylor, and of course, the ball players. You all remember Pete Reiser and Al Zarrillo, Dolph Camilli. Well, that's part of the nostalgia here in the Make Believe Ballroom as we relive the past. And we're glad that you're going to be a part of it with us here at WVNJ, featuring the best music ever made, 1160 WVNJ. And let's see, right about now, let's find out what's happening in our area through the WVNJ Community Bulletin Board. Students enrolled in public and private schools in Bergen and Passaic counties with talent in various pop music categories are eligible for a $1,000 scholarship award from the Roy Myers Swingers Modern Vocal Group. Students should check with their schools or contact Dorothy Clementowski at 838-2021. Postmark deadline is March 1st. Now, if your nonprofit group or organization would like your announcement read on the WVNJ Community Bulletin Board, all you have to do is send it in at least 4 to 5 weeks before the event. Make sure your announcement is on your organization letterhead and send it to WVNJ Public Service Director, WVNJ Radio, 1086 Teaneck Road, Teaneck, New Jersey, 07666. Or you can fax it to 201-837-9664. That's 201-837-9664. WVNJ, keeping you in touch with your community.
Mr. Saturday Dance, heard they crowded the floor, couldn't bear it without you, don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club, got as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you, don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates, might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you, don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, what for. Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Don't get around much anymore.